Peace. Peace, how everybody doing? This your boy Tad Data, the cyborg coming at you with another cures in the code. But before we get in, let me remind you of some of the things that we have out there for you and some of the things that uh, we can use some participation. Right now, you're looking at the Lakeisha Network Recall Center. Those of you who don't know what that is and unfamiliar with the Lakeisha Recall Center, um, the Lakeisha, we have people out there and give a shout out to them as well. And what they do is they go around every day, every so often, and they look at the recalled products that's in our house and that we are buying. And they blog about it and warn us about it because some of the things that some of the cars we drive, some of the technology and some of the things that we have is very dangerous and very hazardous for our children. And so we put a team in place to keep track of that. And so we're going to go into a couple of things and let you check it out. So if you go to Lakeisha Recall, it's also in the description box as well. As you can see, it says 90% of baby food tested contains toxic metals. New report says. So those of you who got small children that still eat baby food, you might definitely want to check that out. I know the brother Chief Ether. Shout out to Chief Ether. He just had twins, I believe, and I believe Wanagi just had a baby as well. Reginald Green, a couple of the other brothers out there and the young brothers, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna need you guys participation as well to spread the word, let the people know because this is y'all world we living in. We're just trying to help you set it up before we go. And so also it says Yahoo could pay you up to $358 for a massive data breach settlement. Here's how to claim it. So Yahoo is getting sued by a data breach. So if you had a Yahoo, if you have a Yahoo, I believe it's between 2013 and 2016. You can go there, click on that, and claim, make your claim and get a little bit of that money. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, thank the sisters out there who's hooking that up for us. And also Taco Bell. I believe this is mainly in Ohio. Taco Bell seasoning beef recall due to possible metal shavings. An Ohio company is recalling. Um, so if you're in Ohio, definitely be clear Taco Bell. Everywhere else, be clear Taco Bell as well, because there's a lot of things going on, and so there's a lot of posts, and some of this stuff might be in your house. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, I want to remind the people of the Declaration, um, the first American Council Declaration of Reclamation. Um, also, you can also download the Lakeisha app in your phone. If you're not familiar with it, then just wait for a little bit, and we'll be able to brush you up on that if you're very new. Now, as you can see, these little pings here, these are people that downloaded the Lakeisha app. And so when you download the Lakeisha app, we ask for your zip code and stuff like that. And so it give us a little ping of where our population's at. And so what we have done is we have split up, different regions, you know, and each region has its own, council meeting, has its own council, and has its own positioning. And so I want to remind people that there's work to do. There's a lot of work to do. We don't want to cram it down your throat, and we don't want to force you, and we don't want to play on your emotions and tell you, oh man, the Chinese is coming to get you and the white people coming to get you. Give me your money and jump on the account. So we gonna keep reminding you in our own time, in our own little way. It's up to you to take it serious or take it as a joke. Either way it go, we're gonna get things done. But as you can see a map. We have the Mid Atlantic region. You have the Midwest, South, the Southeast region. yeah, Southwest. So we break it up in different types of regions. So definitely go there. And thanks for the people who's been signing up. We will be contacting and spreading out the regions pretty soon. We just trying to get a little more people up there. So if we can get another little batch of people up there, that'll be great for us. And then you have the Constitution. The Constitution right here represent different positions and different types of positions of how this country has been ran. And so this is a little remind you of what you are up against. And so by us having these regions, each region is going to have it, at least have to have some type of structure, or some version or variation of, of the Constitution structure, you know. And so definitely check that out. And if you see something that where you fit in at, definitely, or something you can bring to the table, you want to bring to the table or trying to bring to the table, definitely look on there and find out, where you fit in at, and we can definitely use everybody. And so you just fill it out. There's a little donation, but it does not cost money. So I know a couple people, you know, thought that if you had to pay for the declaration is free. This is just a little donate button, just to, because some people are very, some people have a better life, and they have little time, and so they would like to throw money at the issues. And so just, if because we need bodies, we don't need your money, we need bodies. But for those who are already busy and they got a lot of stuff going on, they can't live to hand what they usually do. Most people usually throw a couple bucks at it and they say, okay, what I'm saying, I'm busy, but I'll show you some love. So that's what that donate button there is for, because we getting things regardless, done regardless. So I just want to remind people of that. And now we finna go ahead and go in, and we're gonna have a nice presentation. We're gonna relax, have a nice little presentation today. And let me see where we're gonna go. Where y'all wanna go first? We can go anywhere you want to. Here we go. So what up? Let's see who we got out there. I know it's at a real odd time today. And we got Rodriguez deep first in the building. You know what I'm saying? We in here low. That's how I like to keep it. Um, what up, man? It's your guy Ty Data Man in the building. We got Rodriguez out there, man. What you doing up, man? You must be in another country, or you must work with people from other countries. But let me go ahead and try to set my voice up a little bit louder so I can, so I can relax a little bit and I don't feel like I'm yelling. Cause it is 4 o'clock in the morning. So let me go ahead and try to fix that up really quick. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So yeah. So today we're gonna go in. Today you're looking at the cures and the code. You know what I'm saying? Random mutation and natural selection, the theory that kills spirituality. So we're gonna go into that a little bit because because we're finna break this down. Um, because it's too many contradictory. There's too many things going on in the community, and it's right in front of your face, and it's the most stupidest, weirdest thing that you can ever imagine. And for some reason, people can't even see it. Are you in Alabama? Oh, okay. You out, man. What you like, cab driver? You know what I'm saying, hitting up the last little airport people or something. Yeah, you out, boy. You ain't playing. But good to see you in here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying, good to see you in here. We definitely appreciate it. Definitely. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna break this down, and I'm gonna try to make it because it's gonna get real mathematical a little bit, and I'm a little bit out of my element also. So I might need some help from the people out there when I'm dealing with the spirituality part of it. And so I'm gonna have Google to help me out, and sometimes Google's not good enough. So, uh, but if I can touch on the basis, you can get the idea, we should be okay. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the community. There's something going on in the community, and I don't think people really realize what's going on. And the community is under, I call it a super religion, and it's very contradictory. It's very contradicted of itself, and it's been ran by a bunch of contradicted people, and I don't think people realize how contradicted this stuff is. And so I'm going to attempt to try to break down some of this stuff, because some things you just can't have both. Some things you have to choose between one of the two, you know. Um, and if you do choose between one of the two, it makes it very weird. For example, if you had a choice of being good and a choice of being bad, you can split down the middle and say, well, yeah, I'm a little bit of both. So, you can be a little bit of both, but you kind of contradicting yourself, because good people don't want to be bothered with you if you bad sometimes. You see what I'm saying? And then, bad people don't want to be around no good people if you good sometimes. So it can work and it can go together, but it's very contradicting. And we finna pick this apart. Now, a lot of people know that the random mutation and natural selection is a part of the Neo-Darwin religion, and so it is the basis of the religion. It is one of the basis concepts. And so, um, first off, let's just start with okay. We're gonna start with the community. Now, we got many other guys in the community. They 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 attracted and they preach random mutation and natural selection. And the reason why this is important, because random mutation and natural selection, it kills spirituality. It kills God. And so I don't think a lot of people understand that. And so how we do that is that, um let me see if we can look up. I mean if you want to, we can look up the definition just for the people who learn that way. Um for the people who learn, in that little way, let me go ahead and try to get a definition up there for you, and then we can go from there. Okay, I put the link in the chat room. It says understanding evolution. It says mutations are random. So I don't think that's a credible source. It says education. Oh, that's Berkeley. Evolution Berkeley. I believe that's a college. So I believe that should be somewhat reliable, because they're teaching it in the college. So I'm gonna put the link up in there, and it basically says mutations can be beneficial, natural, or harmful for the organism, but mutations do not try to supply what the organism needs. Factors in the environment may influence the rate of a mutation, but but are not generally thought to influence the direction of the mutation organism resists of the chemicals. So that's just a random little, supposedly education sounding view of it. Um, but when you look at it in a different form, and you look at it in 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 a little more mathematical form, it's a little bit different. But basically, to put it in a kindergarten type of view, is basically saying that, or it basically means that um, a random mutation basically means that, um, the whole universe, no help, no God, no designer, nothing. With just using random mutation and natural selection, the whole universe had came to be. So if you believe in God, or if you believe in some type of spirituality, then this random mutation and natural selection say you BS, because the whole universe and the whole, you know, life itself was a bunch of random mutations and natural selections. And so the random mutations break down as, you know, um, you have these random mutations, and I believe over time it's supposed to fix itself, or something like that. Um, but before I go into the community, I want to break these down so people can get a simple, a little more, just a little broader understanding of it. Even though we all understand it, but I want you to understand it as I understand it, and then once I break it down, it will make a lot more sense to you. But the main point is that you need to understand that this this whatever spirituality you have, this basically saying that you BS. You can't have a spirituality because it doesn't exist. Because everything is due to random mutation and natural selection. So random mutation basically breaks down as, you know um different cells in your body, I guess, go through random changes, and whichever change best fits your environment or whatever, that's what your environment keep. So if it's very contradicting to me, but I'm not going to break down my version. I'm going to give you their version in my words. So it also is also very contradiction, random mutation, and natural selection, because it has no order. But anyway, so that's basically what they're trying to say. So basically, if you have, like, let's say, some baby teeth growing in, okay, if your child has some baby teeth growing in, your child growing teeth is very natural, but it still can be considered a mutation because they didn't have teeth before and now they're growing teeth. And so you're gonna grow teeth so you can eat, but before you might have had, instead of having teeth, you might have had something else up there, and through over time, it selected teeth to be there, and now that teeth works perfectly fine, it's gonna keep teeth there until our children start eating something different, and then the teeth, basically, we don't use them anymore. And then it would basically, like, if we started stop eating food and start eating everything through a straw. So through random mutation, then basically, if we stop using our teeth and start using straws, through over time, we'll basically probably grow a straw mouth or something like that, or maybe something like that. So that's kind of what they're saying about random mutation. Now, let's go with natural selection. Now, this one is a little more tricky, but it's super stupid. When you break it down in its mathematical form, it's very stupid. This one right here, what website is this? This is just straight up Google. Let me see if I can find an actual website. This is another Berkeley, but I'm just gonna read the Google real quick. It says the process whereby organisms better adapt to their environment tend to survive and produce more offspring. The theory, as you can see, it acknowledged the theory of its action um, was first fully expounded by Charles Darwin and is now believed to be the main process of the beginning of evolution. Now, so this explains a little bit about organisms and things like that. So basically, in my way, how I want to explain it to you is basically it's saying that you know um, organisms adapt to their environment and whatever whatever the environment it is, if it can prosper in that environment, um, it basically will become a creature of the environment, because it knows how to survive. So if you take an ant and you put it in water, a cup of water, and it learns how to survive in that water, then um, eventually it could mutate to something else to help it to help it um, survive more in water. So it could become a sea creature, if it learns how to swim in water. But it's not one ant. It will be generation after generation after generation of different genes get passed on. So that's what I want to explain, of their thing, of their theory. Now let's get a little more mathematical, and let's check this out. Now what I'm going to do, okay, we're going to start with random mutation. Okay, we're going to break that down a little more mathematically. You're coming into the cyber world, you guys. So you got to hear me out a little bit. Understand. Now, now when you're dealing with the word random, okay, um, random has some mathematical properties to it. And like I say, y'all know, mathematical properties is what I do. So random has some mathematical properties to it, and so it basically, the properties, it will be the opposite of what math is. So it will be random. So you know what I'm saying. So it has no order. You see what I'm saying? So it has no laws. You see what I'm saying? No laws govern. It's not governed by anything. This is why it's very complex. No governs. So the word random, I want to, you know, uh, the meaning in the mathematical sense would be no order or no laws. It's bound by no laws. It just does random what it wants. It's not governed by anything. So no laws. But then when you got the word mutation, now mutation needs laws to work. So it needs laws to work. Just like I did the baby teeth analogy, is that um, when you're mutating within a certain set of laws, a certain set of laws that, first off, that's making you mutate, and a certain set of choices you have to mutate to. So now you have order there and you have law there. So basically what they saying is, basically what they saying, no laws on laws. If you understand what I'm saying in a mathematical sense, it doesn't make sense. It's stupid. If you understand what I'm saying. So let me see if I can break this down even smaller. When you have random, no order. There's no order. It's not governed by anything. A rebel. We do what we want. You know what I'm saying? One day I might be here, one day, but you never know where I go. A drifter, someone who leaves the house and just go hitchhike and no, you know what I'm saying? Just going random, no laws. So no laws. Now, mutation has laws. You see what I'm saying? It has a certain set of laws. It needs to mutate inside those laws. Now, where did those mutation laws come from? Is one question that never answered. The second question is the second thing is that what's governing the mutation? What's governing the mutation? If you understand what I'm saying, I'm trying to go slow, but if it's too, you know what I'm saying, if it's too over your head, then I'm gonna have to move on. But eventually, someone somewhere, maybe in the future, will understand a little bit about what I'm saying. And so basically mutation is telling you is mutating within a laws and inserting laws. So basically random mutation basically means no laws, no laws, uh no laws in a set of laws. So it's stupid. Now when you got natural selection, now natural selection is just as stupid. And I ain't even get to the killing part yet because it's gonna kill you because I know how to fix it. And I'm finna fix it right here. And it probably help them out, but it's probably dumb on them that some random dude from Chicago got to fix up their theory. So now when you got natural selection, you got natural. Okay? So when you're dealing with nature, you're dealing with nature's laws. Now this is everybody know this should be real easy. When you're dealing with nature, nature works within itself. It don't go outside of itself. Nature does not go outside of nature or do it. Actually, I don't know that. But from what we but technically I don't know that exactly what nature do. But from observing nature, what I can prove is nature work within itself. So there's a bound of my knowledge and the bound of what we can prove. And so does nature work outside of nature? It's possible, but I can't tell you that. I can't prove that. So when I'm talking from what we can see. So that is a set of rules. So that is law. Nature is governed by law. Where did the law come from and what is it governed by? So now you're dealing with law. So when you're dealing with selection, okay, you're dealing with selection. Now you're dealing with an action. An action means you're selecting. So now you got laws. You see what I'm saying? Now you got natural laws that's that's synchronized, but at the same time they're selecting. You see what I'm saying? And so that's a little bit contradictory if you understand what I'm saying. But nature has its mathematical properties, and then um selection really has nothing to do with no math or nothing. It's just a word. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just a word. So it's a little tricky to deal with it because it doesn't have no too much things you can work with. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have laws or anything within it because it can change depending on how you can use it. It can change um, and things like that. So it's a little tricky to deal with. But when you're dealing with nature and you're dealing with natural, you're definitely dealing with laws. But this is the thing: when you're dealing with nature, you're dealing with harmony. Okay, and so Um, I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but when I read and when I look up on it, when they're talking about natural selection, they're talking about certain things that get selected. Now, this this you know this can play out, and this does play out. Um, it can be seen in some things, but it doesn't hold too much weight because it doesn't it lacks harmony. You see what I'm saying? It lacks a little bit of harmony when you mix it with random mutation. It lacks harmony. So when it comes to natural selection, it holds a little more weight, but it's just a little mathematical goofy a little bit, but it holds a little more weight, and ain't nothing too much you can say against it. But when you put it up against natural selection is I mean, when you put up against random mutation, you're talking about no laws within laws within laws. You see what I'm saying? That's been selected. So it's kind of stupid because it basically insinuates that there's no harmony. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Now, it basically say animals come and go as they please, and only the strong animals could survive, and they were passed on these genes. And so what that is that that's not working within harmony. That's just things being things. Random, yeah, that's just dumb, bro. You feel me? But I'm finna go in. I'm finna go in, Libra. Yeah, Libra out there. Y'all know Libra be getting me going. Cause Libra and IMU, they be getting me going. So anytime I see them in the room, I like to try to go in and try to impress them. They're my elders. So, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm finna go off. Now, um, for example, when you're dealing with nature, most of us who idealists, or most of us who believe in some type of some type of spirituality, or some type of hint of something's out there, we believe in harmony. And so nature represents harmony. And so natural selection will be going against that harmony. Natural selection is saying, well, shit, whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever's the baddest dog on the block, you gonna be the one that wins. You see what I'm saying? And so the reason why this is very contradictory is because you're dealing with harmony, and you're dealing with random. You see what I'm saying? It's order. There you go, order. See what I'm saying? You're dealing with order, you're dealing with harmony, and then you're injecting random. It goes against each other. They cancel each other out. It doesn't make sense. For example, let's just say when you let's just say you have a lake, right? Now, when it get hot outside, they say, the water evaporates to the sky, and then it rains. So then when it rains, then the water waters the earth, and then grass and plants grow. And then a gazelle will come and eat the grass and eat the plants. Then a lion will come and eat the gazelle. And then the lion, or did I say lion? Yeah, let's just say a lion would then come and eat the gazelle. So then the lion would then use the bathroom on clockwork, like, you know, every so often. Okay, so the lion would take a dump. The flies would then eat the lion's feces, and then they would have their family, and they would have their little special day. And then the frogs would then come and eat some of the flies. So then the snakes would then come eat some of the frogs. And then you might have a big bald eagle or something like that who come and swoop up a snake. So as you can see, everything works. It works in a harmony in the environment, that everything has this little purpose, this little reasoning. Even the gazelle, because the gazelle is gonna feed the flies. I mean, the dead gazelle is gonna feed the flies. You see what I'm saying? Now, on the random mutation and natural selection, eventually because eventually the gazelle is because it's being hunted. Eventually, let's just take the gazelle for one reason. If the gazelle was able to outrun the lion, or if the gazelle was able to beat up a lion, if the gazelle evolved through random mutation and natural selection, and it evolved and it became very fast, or it became very strong, or it did something where lions can't get him anymore. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to have a trickle down effect, and it's going to throw a lot of things off. That one mutation is going to throw a whole balance off, because now the lions going to have to find something else to eat now, or they're the king of the jungle, but you know they can be extinct if they don't find you know something to eat. You see, and so let's just say in this scenario that they fade off because the gazelle mutated into a strong buffalo that lions can't handle no more. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. Um, so now the lions, which is the actual strongest, actually became the weakest, or actually, having issues surviving. So then those flies that used to depend on those lions, the order of those lions, dropping feces every, on clockwork, on nature's clock. Now they gonna have problems surviving now, and the frogs that eat them, you know, there's a chance they're gonna have problems, and the snakes that used to eat the frogs, they're gonna have problems. So it would throw one random mutation can throw a whole like ecosystem off. Now, this is, notice I say it could. I didn't say is. I never saw this done before. So, but um but my understanding of nature has order and harmony, and everything works together. I mean, not to cherry pick, but I heard about flowers that only grow for a certain type of butterfly. A certain type of butterfly can only get the nectar. Like there's flowers and bugs that go hand in hand. The flower work with the bug. You know what I'm saying? When you got things like that, when you got bees, the bees can. There's plants that needs to get pollen taken out of it unless it would die. And the bees will come on clockwork to take the pollen to keep the flower from like it's obviously okay. I'm not trying to get too spiritual or religious, but come on, let's keep it real. Nature is working in harmony, bro. Okay, and this random mutation and natural selection is basically saying everything is random. And so what that does is that means that there's no order to this world. Everything is just random here, and it's just by chance, and it's just happening. So anybody who have a spirituality, and anybody that believe in God, you know this right here kills your God, because is or kills your spirituality, because random mutation and like selections solve all problems by themselves. So who needs a God? Who needs a spirituality? Who need anything else when you have random mutation and natural selection? And so this is some of the things I want people to understand before I go in. And this is why I say random mutation and natural selection um uh is it the theory that kills spirituality. But this is the thing, and this is where it falls real weird at. In our community, the people that teach this stuff contradict themselves because they believe in different types of spiritualities. So, like for example, I believe there's a guy out there who calls himself the God Killer because because I'm pretty sure he know random mutation and natural selection kills your god. But the same dude called himself Amun Ra, and Amun Ra is a god, is an Egyptian god, I believe. Help me out if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, Amun Ra is an Egyptian god. Is as I believe it's two Egyptian gods. So he's basically saying he's killing himself. If you're the god killer and you're named after a god, that's suicidal. If you understand what I'm saying, help me out if I'm wrong. But this is what I did find, and I don't know. Like I say, I'm a little out on my element because I don't really know too much of this Egyptian stuff. But the internet stuff that I see, it contradicts. So that's the website I got it from. The information from. It says Amun Ra. Let me see. Let me go back. Is a chief of the Egyptian gods. You see what I'm saying? So how is it that these guys can go around killing spirituality while using it at the same time? And nobody checked these dudes. Nobody checked the information that they saying. Nobody have no recollection of what's going on. And these dudes is in the community, and you know them, and that's a good thing. We know them by their names. That's a good thing. So now we know how to deal with them. So if you're gonna be the God killer, you might want to change your name because you know what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to pick on like one of them, but this is one of the contradictions. It's all over the place. So if you Amun Ra, that's a god, bro. Let me see. It says Amun. It says Amun. Okay, Amun was the god who created the universe. Then it says Ra was the god of the sun and light. So there's two gods. So there's two gods there. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's all is. Who traveled across the sky every day in a burning boat. Okay, so these guys believe in burning boats that float. The two gods were combined into Amun Ra in the time of the New Kingdom between 16th and 11th century BC. Now, see the things about that is that people might have different understanding. Now, Amun Ra could have meant something years before that, and also years behind that. But how is it possible that you can be the person that kills spirituality or kills God, but then you're named after a god or you're named after a religious, a spirituality? You're named after spirituality. So is that possible? That's ridiculous. That's very contradicting, you guys. And so we know who these guys is by their names and their corporate brand, their corporate branded names. So when you hear them talking random selection and natural mutation, random selection and natural, uh, random mutation and natural selection, you already know that random mutation and natural selection is suggesting and is implying and insinuating that there is no God, there is no spirituality because random mutation and natural selection is enough to govern the whole universe. But this is the thing about random mutation and natural selection. If you actually called it natural mutation and random selection, it would actually make more sense. Because now you got natural mutation, which means your mutation is natural. So that what makes more sense because when you got natural, you have laws. And when you got mutation, you have mutation under laws. So that would mean your mutation will be under natural law. That makes complete sense. If you're mutating under the natural law, that means nature is making you mutate. There's a reason why you're mutating. You see what I'm saying? And then when you got random selection, then basically you saying that, you saying that there's random selection, and then it's under natural mutation, so it will fix itself. For example, if you was to have a baby, and the baby was well, no, that's, but well, let's say for example, when you're being created, your leg was where your arm was. Now, under natural mutation, it would fix itself because it will be governed by natural mutation, and it would say, hey bro, that's not a leg, that's an arm, and it would fix itself. So so just simple words like that, they will be able to fix, they will be able to fix their theory. But because they're so damn dumb and so damn confused, and I don't know where they, how they this even go past people. But that what makes more sense if you understand what I'm saying. you know law on law, or bigger law and a smaller law, and then you have, random choices being fixed by a law that is governed by a that's governed by nature. That's basically how it should be. That actually makes more sense to me. But but the part that kind of blows my mind is that, you know if this kills spirituality, why is these dudes still hanging on to Egyptian spirituality? Because Egyptians believe in Amun Ra, and this, and different types of symbols, and things like that. So this is why you can't have both, because it's stupid. Now, if you want to, and you want to be the God killer with the name of a god, then not only are you talking about killing yourself, um, in some weird twisted way, I'm pretty sure you can make it work if you want to, but that's dumb. And you sound like you're gonna commit suicide if you're gonna name yourself after somebody that you're referring to killing. If you if you understand what I'm saying. So so those of us who know what's going on, and those of us who understand on a more open, deeper level, we know who these guys is by their brand. So this is very easy to stay away from. This is very easy to stay away from. It's very easy to say, man, I can't take you serious. It's very easy to say, bro, what's like, how does that work? How are you claiming, how are you claiming that random mutation and natural selection um governs the whole universe, and and then you claiming some type of spiritual system at the same time? Because random mutation and natural selection is insinuating that your spiritual system is garbage. It doesn't need it. There's no need for it. It doesn't exist. And these guys been getting away with this. I don't know how long they've been getting away with this. Now, I just been here for a couple years, and I just started, kind of paying attention. And that's probably why they've been getting away with this, because nobody was paying attention, and they just so happened, I actually, start paying attention. Like, wait a minute, you know, how you gonna, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna be the God killer, and your title is Amin Ra, bro? That's Libra. Help, bro, help me, bro. I don't I, I don't understand how could this be. How can all these smart people and all these educated people with all these degrees and all these fancy degrees and things like that, how could they not like see how contradicting the whole community is? And it's, I'm guessing it's a very profitable community, and it is a community, but you guys got to go back to the drawing board, because ain't no way in hell you're gonna be making it to the next millennium. And yeah, young brothers and sisters, we need y'all out here, letting people know, like, no, this ain't how it works. If you're gonna believe in your spirituality, believe in it. That's for everybody. Hebrews more everybody believe in it. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, if you're not gonna believe any, and you're gonna be an atheist or whatever, if that's even I ain't even look at that, but that sounds like that ain't even right. But if you're gonna be an atheist, that's cool. Be one, but don't be both, and then push one on me. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit of both, but I teach one. That is very contradicting, unproductive, and it is also part of a super religion, and we cannot have this in our community. So even though we respect all religions and we respect all people who, you know, believe in nothing, that's totally fine. But pick one and teach what you believe. If you believe in Allah, teach Allah, no problem. If you believe in uh Jesus, teach Jesus and believe in Jesus, that's no problem. But what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna believe in Amin Ra and then tell everybody else, well, God doesn't exist, and and your religion is pseudo, and blah 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 blah, and you're named after one, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, you see what I'm saying? So all these guys with the Egyptian tag. Now, one thing I do come to my attention, and 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 I don't mean to sound nitpicky, but it came to my attention, so I have to talk about it. There's a couple brothers, you know what I'm saying, good brothers, and I actually like them. Um, that they go around and they debunk religions. I'm not gonna mention their names, but you guys might know who I'm talking about. It's a younger brother and an older brother, and they go around and they debunk religions. And I was, I was liking the little vibe, and they gave, and they was doing it like every Sunday, every other Sunday, or something like that. And it was a pretty good show. I don't know if they still doing it. I wasn't able to keep up. So they had ran through Christianity. I don't know. They had ran through Christianity. They went in on that. They went in on the Muslims. They went in on the Hebrews. I mean, not the Hebrews, but the Hindus. I'm sorry. They went in on the Hindus, and I kind of lost track, but they was also going in on Nation of Islam. They was going in on these religions, but I noticed the Egyptian religions wasn't on their list, and I think that's kind of odd that you have these people with these religions and they go around, picking fights with other religions. You know, that's kind of, you know, that's kind of weird. That's not cool. You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if the ancient Egyptian religions was on their list, or they ever did it, but I never seen it. The 4 or 5 episodes I watched, though, none of them were ancient Egyptians, and these guys have ancient Egyptian titles. They go by ancient Egyptian names, and they have ancient Egyptian titles. So, but they go around debunking or I don't know what to call it, but these guys do some good work. There's some good shows. They go around debunking, or I don't know what to call it. They go around exposing these religions. You see what I'm saying? But they have yet to do their own. Hey, what's up, man? We got Big 99 in the building. How you doing? Got it to you once again. Glad to see. Yup, I'm here. This is me. This is your boy Ty Data. Um, Glad to see you. We kind of ending right now, but I just kind of want to go in on that. But you can check out the video, kind of see what we doing, see what we got to offer, and but yeah. So I thought that was kind of weird that these religious guys go around debating other religions, and they're they're posing as atheists, and their poses as non-religious people. Some of them are, and but they have religious titles, they have religious names, and they follow a religious ancient Egyptian culture. Now some of them claim African spiritual systems, and they some of them claim different things, but they all teach random mutation and natural selection, which means your spiritual system, it goes against their spiritual system. So whether it's the so-called African one, or whatever spiritual system they go by, because remember, some of them go by certain spiritual systems. Some of them Muslims, some of them there are different types of religions, but they teach random mutation and natural selection. And so random mutation and natural selection is indicating that your spiritual system that you do go by is invalid, because random mutation and natural selection governs the universe, and that's how you got here, and that's why you come from the monkey, and that's why you're here, and that's the way everything works. So it is insinuating God or higher power or spirituality does not exist. So how are we going to deal with this? I don't want to be the one to deal with this by myself, because at some point I'm gonna have to crush and end some careers, and I don't want to go with this, but I don't want to go with this by myself, you guys. These dudes are in the community by the thousands, and they got thousands of followers, and I don't want to seem like I'm starting something. I don't want to seem like I'm picking, but if you want to help the people, we're gonna have to figure this out. We got D Red, the blue collar scholar. D Red is actually one of the old school guys. He know this stuff, so he will be a little more qualified. So I'm gonna see if I can get the brother D Red on, because, like I said, I'm a little out of my element, and I don't know too much about all the gods and shit. But I like I say, when I do a quick Google of Amin Ra, it says it's two gods combined. But Amin Ra in our community is known as the atheist people. That's God killers. So how is it you're named after a god and you killed them? You see what I'm saying? And so little boys and girls is growing up with this weird ass shit. Like, hold on, let me see if I can get an OG on the line, because he can correct me and kind of put a little more uh less conclusion and more real life, if that's what you want to call it. Let me see. Um I had cleaned up my browser, man, and so I had to start all over. So Google Hangout. Shit. Let me see if I can get the brother on the Hangout real quick. Um and then you can kind of feeling, you can kind of put some life in what I'm saying, bro. Let me see, because this is, this is it's kind of messed up, and like I say, I don't want to feel like I'm picking fights and trying to, you know, um, trying to be cocky about it when I'm simply just trying to bring some awareness and trying to let the people know, like you can't, like, either like something got to give somewhere along the line. But hold on one second. Let me go ahead and see if I can um get the brother in the chat. Um, let me see. D Red. Shit. Let me see. Hold. Here we go right here. Hold on one second. I might be able to get you in here. Let me see. But by the way, man, D Red, what you doing up, bro? Man, you out here, bro. D Red's out here, man. Y'all little niggas better leave D Red alone, bro. Like, let me see if I can get something. Okay, hold on one second. Oops. I just So what I'm finna do, I'm finna try to add the brother in the chat. Hold on one second. Oh, you on block patrol? Hold on one second. I know I'm gonna wake some people up, but it's cool. It's cool. Okay, so hopefully this might work, cause this wasn't planned, and so give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and set you up and try to get you the link. Let me see, and you can kind of put some life, cause you up. Hey, see if you can click on that and come in. Hopefully you should be able to. Otherwise, we'll figure something out. So can you come in there? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure you're on the screen. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So go ahead and click on that. See if you can come in, and you can kind of fill in some of the blanks, because you know the community more than just about anybody. Okay. I'm gonna need a second on that, because I'm using the new browser. So give me 1 second. But yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of super contradictions that I'm coming across, and I don't really know how to bring them up without being, without drama, and without, causing like a big, you know, he's attacking. You see what I'm saying? It's. Let me see. Hold on, D-Ray, yo. Ain't your email WW? Because I know I got your email somewhere in life. Yep, D-Ray. Oh, yeah, UWW. Okay. Yeah. Check your email in a couple seconds. You should be good right there. So But anyway, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, and I want to bring let people know that's what natural selection does, and random mutation. It's it is it does it happen? Is it true? I'm pretty sure somewhere in the universe it happens, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in the animal kingdom it happens. But just because it happens, that doesn't mean that the whole world is bound and governed by it. You see what I'm saying? Um, and that goes both ways. That goes, that goes for me as well. Oh, hold on one second. I got the brother in here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. We should got D Red coming up on TV. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Can y'all hear D Red? Let me get a test from you. See if make sure they can hear you. Can I get it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got. But your I think it's your background.
what's going on in the background? Hey,
I
listen,
I can hear your voice.
they in my car.
Oh, okay. You good? You good? So hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now, I don't know if you caught on with some of the contradictions or um to some of the gods that people named after and
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
oh
And
shit.
you talk about the contradiction as far as people claiming to be atheists but using the names of God.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, hold on 1 second. We just got cut, bro. What the hell's going on? It said upload video now. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, you'll find that out a lot, man. That you try to add me to some shit. That's why I kind of fell back, man. They don't want me to speak